Hello YouTube. So I'm going to take you guys a quick little look around the Kubota M5-111 snow tractor, which we have on our 2022-2023 snow removal fleet. So similar to my M6-111, this tractor is equipped with rear ballast and Nokian snow tires. It also is equipped with the same snowblower, the 92-inch Kubota inverted snowblower, which is, I've already stated, not my favorite of utensils. Now, this is more dressed up than our M6 is. So this tractor is going to be equipped with extended fender flares and front fender flares, as well as way better lighting. So as I mentioned in the previous video about the M6, the lighting is horrible. It's horrendous. So we actually added LED cube lights on either side of the hood, as well as LED bar lights, and that is also the same for the rear. And we actually did something interesting with the lights on the rear, which I think works phenomenal. We have two different sets, so we're able to get almost the entire rear is well lit, which is something that is very important when you're working in residential snow. Is you need to be able to see your surroundings. These tractors are very large for the tiny little environments which they are going in. One thing I do regret is I do regret not putting front ballast, which I did learn my lesson, and the tractors that I buy now are equipped with it, but I just haven't had the time or the funds to be able to make that happen. So let's just hop inside here, give you guys a quick little view of what I find is good and what I find is bad about this tractor. So first of all, I think this tractor is the appropriate size. This tractor, the M5 series, as well as the 5R John Deere series, is the perfect chassis size for residential snow. And when I say perfect, I mean perfect. You're able to compact an equivalent amount of horsepower to the PTO that M6 has, and as the 6R has. So you therefore can hold a blower of the similar size, but you're also going to be given and granted the ability to sit lower to the ground. And because of that, you're not going to be hitting as many trees. So just from looking around, you can tell that tractor's missing a stack, that tractor's missing a stack, there's a hole in the roof. This tractor's in good shape. It has the same amount of horsepower, it can do driveways in the same amount of time. It actually has a quicker road speed than the M6 and only about 2-3 kilometers slower than the 6R. So it is able to not only do driveways in the same amount of time, but do so without destroying the piece of equipment itself. Now you are going to notice you're going to be burning clutches with operators with a tractor like this, but the stack is in good shape. The roof is in good shape. Everything on this tractor works as it should. And that is one of the reasons why this tractor is probably my favorite on the fleet. So let's just hop inside here. So similar to the other tractors and any other tractor that I have in the fleet here, you're going to have your diesel and your DEF readily accessible here. You're not going to have a toolbox, which you could place on the front of the tractor if you had, you know, the ballast there to mount that too. So let's just hop inside here and show you guys around. A little bit dirty because we do use them. Okay, let's hop up in here. Okay, so unlike the M6, the cab is a lot more condensed. There's not nearly as much room in a tractor of this chassis size, which I guess makes sense because it's an entire series lower. Which another reason why I like it. It's smaller, it's more compact, which is more the environment that these tractors will find themselves in, especially playing the residential snow game. So the first issue that I'm going to have with the M5 is going to be storage. It is way better. I'll say that off the gate. I shouldn't have worded it like that. The storage in this tractor is substantially better than the storage in the M6. You are going to have this ability, which is what I kind of suggested they did in that, to have a long area full of storage. Now, because there's no toolbox, though, on the tractor, you're forced to use this as your toolbox. So there's shear bolts everywhere, wrenches, which is fine, and I guess you can still set your phone and whatnot in here, as long as you're okay with it getting bounced around, maybe get a little bit greasy. You have a cup holder back here. It's a lot deeper than the cup holder is on the M6, but it still is going to bounce on you. This tractor, because it has such a big blower and it's such a smaller chassis size, it has the horsepower for it, but it doesn't quite have the weight. So you are going to be bouncing all over the place, and your beverage, unless it has a lid, is going to end up on your lap or rolling on the floor. And this back here, again, is just another good spot where you could be tucking shear bolts in. We just like this because this is the deepest walls and prevents us from losing them. So you are going to come standard with a buddy seat. This type folds up, and then they're able to sit there and hold on to this handle up here for safety. And then it also folds back down to give you kind of the atmosphere of not having a buddy seat there, which is also a nice feature. So, on the ground here, as any other tractor would have, you're going to have your clutch, which you're going to find is going to get burnt a lot, and I'll show you why here in a second. This transmission is a completely manual transmission. And then you're going to have your steering wheel adjuster. So, similar to other tractors, you're able to lower that steering wheel and get set up to operate, I guess. And then you can, of course, have your brakes and your diff lock and all those different features, and your foot throttle. So, we're so far pretty similar to the M6. So, let's fire this up. And I know I should have waited for the glow plugs there, but I just had it running, so I wasn't too worried about it. So, in this tractor, similar, again, to the M6, you're going to have your forward and reverse simple and easy to use right there. Now, I always like to tuck my finger, and it's even grooved to put a finger behind it. I can't tell if, yeah, you see that? So you can put your hand right there on the steering wheel, put your finger right there, whatever finger you find is easiest, and you're easily able to shift out of forward and reverse. You're going to have your wiper control here for the front, as well as your four-way flashers right there, which I do think is a nice feature as well. Your horn is going to be in the middle of the steering wheel, similar to the M6, and again, your blinkers are on the side. So far the column and the steering wheel is pretty well identical. Now up here it's going to be, again, very, very similar. You're going to have all your regen modes there, but compared to the M6, you are going to have to manually regen this thing. So you're simply going to have to tap the regen button, then you're going to have to rev this up to, I think it's about 2200 RPMs is where it'll, the lowest RPM it will do it, and then you're going to have to sit there for about 20 minutes and let your machine regen. Thank you, emissions. Yeah, there's nothing but problems with emissions in tractors. That's my personal opinion, but it is the right opinion. Pre-emission tractors are by far the best way to go when it comes to heavy equipment. So over here, you're going to get into why this tractor is the best tractor, but this is probably why most guys are going to stray away. I've heard a lot of residential snow people absolutely love this transmission, and I've heard a lot of residential snow people absolutely despise it. I'm more on the love side, but only me and probably two other people on my entire crew of guys can operate this tractor. So I guess before we hop into this, I'll just hop around it first. You got your loader control here. We do have a loader for this tractor. You can see the loader mounts and the hydraulics right there. Now, obviously, we don't use that for snow. Get that out of here. We use snow blowers. You're gonna have your 3-point control right here. This is gonna control the height of your snow blower. I don't mind this at all. A nice, big, firm handle that you can grab on, throw down, throw up. It's nice and responsive. Nothing too technical, nothing too fancy. A lot less things can go wrong with a system like this. You have your hand throttle right here. Again, a very nice location to be able to control those RPMs. Similar to everyone else, we also run these tractors at about 2,000 RPMs. Now up here, you're gonna have your hydraulic control. The only downside, which I have heard about having these controls in this location, is this. So your PTO is right here. You turn it, it engages, you tap it, it turns off. My guys say that they'll be operating like this, controlling their hydraulics, and their hand sometimes, or their arm, will tap the PTO and disengage it in the middle of, completing a job or a task. Other than that, that is a fine setup by Kubota, and I do like these hydraulic levers and the positioning of them relatively and substantially, I guess, more than the M6. I find the M6, you're kind of reaching, and I don't like reaching, I like setting. So you can kind of set your hand here and you can do your thing, and it's close to here, it's close to here, it's close to here. Now, these three things here are where it gets slightly different. So your park brake is here. I do like that more than the park brake being down here, because you never really use your left hand for anything other than steering or going forward or backwards. So what you're going to want to do to drive a tractor like this is you're going to place your foot on the clutch, put your foot on the brake, let go of that park brake, and you are now free and ready to roll. So we always keep this thing in rabbit, which is the highest setting. So you're going to have high, medium, low. Basically, this is high, this is medium, this is low. And the only way you can shift this is at a complete stop. So if you do get into this, don't think you can just, oh, let's just pop this over here. No, you will, and it won't let you. You will hear grrr, you'll be grinding. So we keep it in high. Then you're going to have your shifter here. So you're going to have, as you see, a turtle pops up there. See if you can get a little bit closer for you. If I tap this red button, a turtle pops up, which means we're in the lower gear range. And then you go go back up. So it kind of, you do have a little bit of control similar to the L6060 where you're able to hydrostatically gear up and gear down, which is a nice feature. But we never really use it, to be honest with you. This is your hand clutch, so you can push this in and avoid using this clutch altogether. Now, we also don't really use that. Anyone that drives a standard vehicle, we're trained to use the clutch. I don't really see a purpose for that, to be honest with you. I've never even touched it. But it is a feature, so it is a nice idea, and if you do have the correct operator that's versatile enough to make use of such a function, then I can definitely see there's value in having that. So similar to any other manual transmission that you'll drive, you just simply pull it over, drop it into first, take your foot off the brake, ease onto the clutch, and sorry, I gotta put it in forward there, and then take your foot off the clutch and you're rolling in first gear. Now you can go like that, ease back, take your foot off the clutch, and you're rolling in reverse. Again, I don't really have the space in this parking lot to shift through gears, but shifting through gears is not that complicated really at all. You're really just going to have to be conscious of rev matching, especially if you're looking to downshift. But other than that, it's really not that complicated. It's a really nice tractor to drive, and because of the torque and the horsepower, and I believe this is around 110, 111 horsepower tractor, you are able to skip gears. You have that ability with tractors. You know, you have enough power that it's, of course, you don't want to be burning through your clutches, but it is an option. So we tend to kind of, I like to do driveways in second, and then I'll skip third, hop right into fourth, and then right to sixth. There's really no need to be skipping in between, especially if you're going down a hill, you're rolling quick enough, it's nothing to shift a gear. So yeah, overall guys, the M5-111 is a fantastic tractor, plenty of features. It also has a sunroof. It's just a great machine. There's lots of accessories, lots of ability to, look, I guess this tractor to me is a great starting point to have a lot of potential. This tractor with a hydrostatic transmission or something similar to an IVT transmission would simply be indestructible. I would sell them out of this if they started making these exact tractors in hydrostatic transmissions. I would sell them out of them. I would sell everything I had and just get an army of these machines. They're fantastic machines. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go park this. This was my review of the M5-111 snow tractor, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stick around for reviews of the other tractors on my fleet. Thanks for watching.